Hey guys, I'm going to walk you through an oil painting today. One of my favorite techniques to use. So here I have, I don't know if this is 12 by 36 or 10 by 30. I wanted to do like a long landscape here. So the materials I have, I want to start with a black canvas. So I have here some black gesso. We're going to cover the canvas in that first. And then the only two colors I am using, we have Prussian Blue and Titanium White. I might get a little bit of black. And then some liquid medium here. I'm using Gamblin solvent-free fluid. And then for my brushes, I have a brush I'm going to use for the gesso, and then just a palette knife. I have a 1-inch brush and a fan brush. So first things first, I'm going to coat this with my gesso. You can buy a black canvas. It's cheaper to start with a white canvas and paint it black. I'm going to put 2 coats on this. After you put the first coat on, it'll look like it's pretty covered. But then when it's dried, you'll see like little white spots. So I do like to cover it 2 coats. Okay, 2 coats are dried. So my vision for this, we're gonna have a mountain range going across the middle. Now, since this is a pretty lengthy canvas, it's gonna be pretty far off in the distance, so I don't want them like too big. And then we're gonna have the sky and clouds on top with a reflection in the water on the bottom. So first I'm gonna go ahead and take that liquid medium here, a little bit on my palette. And I wanna make sure that I get the upper part where the sky is gonna be, because I want those clouds to blend nicely. And then also the bottom part. But remember, those mountains in the middle aren't going to take up a whole lot of room, so. Okay, next we're going to take our Prussian Blue. Okay, I'm going to take a 1-inch brush here. And not gonna be able to see this because we're going over top of black, but I'm gonna cover the top portion of the sky and also the bottom where the water is gonna be. You don't need a whole lot of paint, just lightly covering it. Okay, now anywhere that we put white, that blue is just gonna pop right out. So here I have titanium white. And I'm gonna start, again, a clean 1-inch brush here. Well, actually, you know what? I wanna do the stars first. And I did another kind of galaxy painting last week, and I did the clouds first and then the stars. Here's the thing with that. When you look up into the sky at night, you're never gonna see the stars in front of the clouds. The stars are so much further away than what the clouds are. So if you paint your clouds first, when you do your stars, I mean, if you use this technique I'm gonna use, stars go everywhere. So you're gonna have stars on top of your clouds, which isn't a big deal. All I did then is took my 1-inch brush, and anywhere there was like a star on top of a cloud, I just kind of like lightly blended it out so it wasn't a star anymore. It was just more of a highlight. So I actually want to put my stars on first, because there's going to be stars in the sky, and then there's going to be stars reflecting down here in the water as well. So for the stars, we're going to use the titanium white, we're going to use fan brush, and I'm going to take this palette knife, and I'm going to add, I have some paint thinner in here, I'm going to add a little bit of thinner to it. And I am notorious for adding too much. And then the first one that I flick stars onto, it's just this like drippy, droopy mess. So don't go overboard, but you do want to thin it out a little bit. Yeah, see, that's too droopy. It's not thinned out enough, it's not going to go anywhere. So let's see. I'm going to take the palette knife, take the fan brush, and I'm just going to kind of spritz it right off of that. Now, last time I had stars on my face. I always wear like tattered clothes. I have a hole in the shirt here because I get paint everywhere. So let's see what we got. Oh, that's good. That's nice. A little splattery. Thicken it up a little bit, get a little more. Oh, see? That's all right, because you know what? When I do the clouds, I can then just go over any like big stars that I wasn't happy with. Oh, beautiful. There we go. Oh, I like that one. Oh, too droopy. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Not sure if you can see that real well, but it's looking nice up here. I mean, there are some big droopy spots, but there's also some gorgeous teeny tiny ones, which is what I was kind of going for there. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna set those aside. Blend that out. That's all right. We'll get down to there. So up top here, I'm going to take my 1-inch brush, just a little bit of white, and I'm going to start to just blend out some spots to kind of start our cloud formations. I don't want to do the whole sky. This is the fun part where you kind of just get to play around. Make sure you leave some dark spots, because the black with the stars in the background there, I mean, that's all gonna pop. And I want to make sure to come down far enough, because my mountains aren't going to go like straight across or so the part that it comes down, I want to make sure that there's some nice clouds there as well. And we'll come in with the fan brush then too to do some more highlights and details. But for right now, just taking that 1-inch brush and bringing some of the blue out. Love how that looks. Gorgeous. I do like to keep the corners a little bit darker. When the corners are darker, it kind of draws your eyes in. So here a little. I'll wait till like a lot of the white is off of my brush, and we have the stars out there anyway, so there's already like a little bit of white, and I might just, you know, a little hint of something there. I don't know if I liked doing the stars first. Maybe next time I would put the clouds in first, then the stars, and then the stars that are on top of the clouds, just kind of blend them out. Because you can still kind of see, like you're almost going to have to blend those out even more, because you can see the spots underneath the clouds. Just play with it, do what works for you. I love that sweeping cloud effect. So when you have a spot, like put some white on there and then whoop, ever so slightly just pull it. Oh, it makes gorgeous clouds. Now see, I like over here, like lots of black, whoop, black spaces in between. I kind of like covered, there's like different hues of blue here, but I kind of lost any of that black in between. So I want to be careful over here and make sure to keep some of that black, just because I like that contrast. Go. How's that looking? I get a better look when I look back at the camera. It just gives me a better overall view. Let's connect some of these a little bit more here. All right, now I'm going to take my fan brush, get some more white here, and add some more kind of highlights and depth to this here. Got a nice kind of base of the clouds going on. Pull it over a little bit more. There we go. Good, good, good. Okay, and now just making some more clouds, but my fan brush. I'm going to use a combination of the fan brush and the 1-inch, just kind of add some different things in that there. Yeah, I might end up like putting more stars on after the clouds anyway, because some of these like in between, you'd be able to see the stars through there, but I've kind of blended them out. That's all right, we'll do that then. Blend out the bottoms. And then just kind of lightly sweep the tops there. Ooh, I like that. Ooh. I love the highlights that makes. Let's see, let's do one here. Blend out that bottom side. And then lightly sweep. Oh, love it. Painting is my happy place. Do-da, do-da. Good. I have a blender brush here too, but I mean, this is working just fine like this with my 1-inch. Oh, love that, love that, love that. Ooh. Okay, now we can always come back to that and tweak it. Next, we're gonna have that reflection of the clouds lightly hinting in the water. So, I mean, you can try to kind of replicate. I wouldn't be overly concerned about getting it exact. Now, again, I already have some white stars down here, so I can just take the brush, and this is gonna lightly pull some of that blue out. We just want a hint of that blue reflecting in the water. You can add some more white to make some of it brighter if you want. Oh, that looks cool. I don't know how bright I would want to go down there. Let's see what happens. So here's a bright spot. Oh yeah, that works. There's a little bit more. So there was a highlight there. A little bit of a highlight there. I like it. A little bit there. And here. And here. So now it's the opposite. We're kind of blending out the top part of that and then kind of sweeping it downwards. Okay, now, since this is water, pick that up a little bit here. I'm gonna take my 2-inch brush, keep that there, and we're gonna pull down, which will give the illusion of the reflection in the water. And I'll see like that pulls the stars down too, like the, ooh. There we go. We can go across a little bit, just gives kind of more of the illusion of being a reflection in water. Oh, I love how that made the clouds in the water look just very kind of glassy. Ooh, so exciting. Okay, next I'm gonna put my mountains in. And then I can go back and kind of touch up the clouds. Let me go. Oh. I want to put more stars up here, which is gonna end up putting more stars on the in the water too. That's all right. We'll blend them out if we need to. Again, just a little bit of thinner, because some of these spots I like just blended them all out. I'm missing some spots where I want some stars. Just gonna put some of those back in. There we go. Nice. Okay, now I'm just gonna take the 1-inch brush and I just want to blend out on top of the clouds where I just put those stars in, because I only want the stars really showing up in the black spaces. And again, we'll come back and tweak the clouds. I just want to blend out the new stars that landed in the water. Perfect. Let me grab a little bit of black. All right, gonna use my palette knife and we are going to create our mountains. So for my mountains, just pulling up some paint. And we're just gonna kind of go along and make our little mountains. So first I like to just kind of go and see where my edges or the tops of my mountains are going to be. And this part, I mean, if there's like a cool part of a cloud that I don't want to cover up, I'll just have the mountain go lower. If there's like a part that I don't really like on the clouds, we'll just cover it with the mountain. Like this part here, we'll just go. Like there's a stretcher bar on the back. So you can kind of see like a streak there in the cloud. So we're just gonna put a mountain right over that. Go. Down. And again, this is kind of black on black, so it might be hard to see. But once we start adding that detail in, you'll be all right. Here, steep cliff there. Go back up a little bit there. I think we need another peak over here. There you go. And you don't want the whole thing like give it some bumps and some character. Okay, now that I have my outline, which again might be a little hard for you to see, I'm just gonna take some paint and we're going to just kind of pull the paint down so that we have a base for our mountain. You don't want a whole lot of paint or you'll end up with a muddy mess, which again I can be notorious for. So we're just scraping down some of that color, some of that black, so that when we put our highlights on the mountain, it'll pop. bringing it down like just above where I kind of have my water line there, because I do want to add like a little bit of a hint of like a snowbank, just kind of differentiate the bottom of the hill there. Okay, so once that's done, I'm going to take a 1-inch brush here and just kind of blend out the bottom there. There we go. Now with my palette knife, that from that black. Now, since this is a nighttime scene, I don't want to go in with like a stark white snowbank. I'm gonna add just a little bit of blue to some white and tint that snow a little bit. And I'm just gonna kind of come across here. Pulling down a little bit, making my little snowbank. Make sure I keep it straight. Keeping the paint a little bit thicker here so you can really just kind of press on it. And it kind of adds a nice like texture for the snow. My line going down. Okay, I'll take my 2-inch brush again. And not the whole thing, just the bottom part of that. There we go, pull down. Oh, gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I love that. That part came out better than I expected. Oh, okay. There we go. We're just pulling that bottom part down to give it reflection there in the water. Oh, I like it. Some more here. Just kind of like took that whole one out. There we go. my gosh. Whew. Looking at, I'm wondering if I want my reflection a little bit brighter on the bottom there. Let me take my 1 inch, just like the slightest bit of white, and kind of brighten up some of this down here. Yeah, I like that. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, perfect. Pull this back up, and same thing, just gonna pull down the reflections there. Oh, I like that so much. Okay. With our knife, we can add in little those water lines. Just helps to add to give the effect of water. Across here. Oh, I like that one. That one came out good. Go. Yeah, I like that. Just reminds you that you're looking at a water reflection there. Okay. On to the mountains. So I'm going to start with my tinted white. So again, I'm going to add some blue to that white. So we're basically going to have, we have like this tinted color, and then we'll do some white highlights. We could add some darker blue in there. When it comes to mountains, I can also be known for scraping them off and starting over. So I just kind of play around with it till I'm happy with it. Let's see how it goes here. Let's see. Let's do this one coming this way. There we go. Oh, I like that. Move you in a little closer for the mountain work here. I'm not always the best at knowing, like, okay, where's our light coming from? Where's the shadow sides? So usually I'll just kind of like start and the mountains usually just kind of start to reveal themselves and it kind of visually starts to make sense, like magically on its own. I know that some people are better at like, okay, well, the light's coming from this way, so this side is going to have the highlight. It's looking pretty cool. Oh, it looks cool just like that with the the blue. I don't want to overdo it with the highlights because again, this is like a nighttime scene. Okay, now let's switch over to more of our white highlight color and see how that does. I do have a little bit of blue in there because that's kind of cool. Leave kind of like that marble effect if you have some blue going through there. Might want to add a little bit more blue. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's okay. Oops. Some of the coolest ridges are made by complete accident. Which I love. Alright, let's see. Get some more paint. I might, like in between, I might switch back to my other blue, like as I try to create some purposeful ridges. I don't know about that one. This might be one of those with my palette knife. La 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 la. Perfectly acceptable. You don't want to just keep adding and adding because you'll end up with your muddy mess. If you scrape it back off, then you can kind of attempt again. Put this up here so my palette knife isn't hitting the easel. come back to that. I feel like I'm starting to get a lot of the same shades. I need more of a difference between the highlight and the blue. Let's get some plain white here. Or brighter white. Oh, I like that. Kind of added in this ridge that's coming across the one in the back there. Ooh. Keep that going. Bring that down right there. Cool. And a little bit of highlight to this one back here. Oh, chair doesn't roll very well on the carpet. Let's see. Make my own sound effects. Ooh. Oh, see, I hit the bar. I keep blaming the bar, but really I don't, I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference. Oh, up too high. That mountain is now taller. Oh. I got that one too muddy. Pull up the excess paint there. All right, let's try that one again. Let's do white on here. That works. Actually, that's kind of cool. I like that. Don't like that. There you go, that's better. Show you, should have showed you this first, but the way I'm filling up my knife to do these kind of, gather up your, here, my blue and my white, pull it out like that, and I'm just kind of, there we go, straight across. See how it makes like that little roll at the top there? And then you ever so slightly just touch the canvas and pull. And it takes practice. I'm not even like the best at it. And that's how you get your little ridges there. Oh, I am loving how this looks. Oh my gosh. Oh. All right, we got this dark corner going on here. You know what? I think I almost might want to continue that on and connect that over there. Let's see. I'm gonna need some more bright light for that. All right. Yeah, I like that. Oh, there we go. Oh, I like that. All right, let me see. Look in the camera, 'cause it gives me a better overall view. Okay. Here, right here, here. Big dark spot. Let's figure out what I want to do with that. Like we need some more highlights in there. Let's bring our mountainside down here. That's where it's going over the stretcher bar in the back there. So. Yeah. Oh, I like that. Okay, now this ridge here will be a little bit darker. Get our blue. Oh, I love that. Kind of sinks down here into that darker spot. Let me get some of my black. Just add a little bit more shadow in there. Oh, I love that. Okay, and then this is pretty dark in here. Let me get some of our go. And I kind of hit some of the snowbank there, which is fine. I'm just gonna pull that down, and that's no biggie. Oops, I just took out my lines there. I can add those back in. Add my line back in here. Okay. Our snowbank back in here. All right, I am really happy with that. Some paint thinner and some blue and white. And she is done. Let me know what you think. Love this one. See you next time. Bye.